What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sports Geek. My name is Errol. Doing a video today. Got a lot going on, so figured let me do a video. One take, Errol. That's all it's going to be. So, with that said, welcome to another episode of Sports Geek. The Yankees are making moves. Traded Trevino, signed Goldschmidt. What's next, right? Sorry, I haven't been here to break the news. I know it's been out. It's old news, but I'm going to just give you my opinion on a bunch of things that transpired over the weekend and right up until today. Lots going on in the baseball world. So let's start with players that have been traded, okay? Let's see here. Let me share the screen. I think this is it. Hold on one second, guys. Oh, you guys can't even see that, though. Damn it. At least I could do this. If I can do... Maybe that's better. Yeah, maybe that's better. Okay, so I hope you guys can see this. Sometimes it's difficult, but stay with me here. So today, McCutchen returns to the Pirates. Walker Buehler signs with the Red Sox and agreed to a one-year deal, $21 million. That, to me, is batshit crazy. $21 million for an off-injured pitcher. I thought he was going to get maybe $5-10 million in a one-year prove-it deal and then go from there, but Boston gave him what he wanted, so Walker Buehler's off the table. The Rangers picked up Jock Peterson. Manaea returns to the Mets on a 3-year, $75 million deal. Moolah. Phillies made a trade over the weekend with Jesus Luzardo with Miami, so they're kind of bolstering their rotation as well. The Nationals land Nathaniel Lau, traded from the Rangers. That we'll talk about because he was on my radar for the Yankees' first base job. We picked up Paul Goldschmidt. We'll get into that in a minute. But this, to me, is kind of crazy. The Rangers got Robert Garcia. Also, Naylor gets traded. Josh Naylor gets traded to Diamondbacks. And then the Guardians signed Santana to replace him. So, obviously, Christian Walker signed with the Houston Astros, which kind of led to all these first basemen kind of falling off the table. Like I said, Yankees picked up Fernando Cruz by trading Trevino. Yeah, so we'll kind of stop there because I know it's getting old past that. We all know they got Bellinger already. So I see a lot of people on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, man. I can't I can't even figure it out anymore because it's like, it was called Twitter to begin with. I'm not sure people realize how difficult it is to build a brand, right? Think about this for a second. Prime example, guys. When I say I need a tissue to blow my nose, what do you guys think of? Kleenex, right? It's bath tissue, but there's other brands out there besides Kleenex, but you think, hey, get me a Kleenex, right? It's hard to build that brand and just embed that into your psyche to kind of just go, yeah, I want a Kleenex. But like I said, there's more brands out there, right? So this gentleman built Twitter. Everybody knows it's Twitter. This ass clown comes along and then rebrands it X. So now I always kind of like, what does it stand for? Is it X mark the spot? Is it X Twitter? Is it Malcolm X? I don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue. Anyway, X, whatever it is. I see a lot of people and fans on X saying this is a bad move for the Yankees to sign Goldschmidt. $12.5 million deal, one-year deal. Is it the greatest signing? In my opinion, not really. Am I mad about it? No. There's upside to this. I wanted Nate Lau, and I'm surprised what the Rangers traded him away to the Nationals for. Now, people are always saying, the Yankees always have to pay more. And I'm going to try to explain this, in my opinion, as to why that might be true, right? In simple layman's terms, the Yankees make a ton of freaking money. A ton of money. They print money. Why would another team want to help trade their good player or top player to the Yankees to what? Create a bigger draw, make more revenue so they can sign more players? It doesn't work. That's just my opinion. So I do think that teams ask for more. For example, we have no idea if the Rangers asked for, let's say, what if they wanted Louis Hill and Spencer Jones. Are you giving up those guys for Nate Lau? Nate Lau is a great player. Don't get me wrong, but is it worth that? And who knows what else they could have asked for? We don't know. We don't ever know those conversations. It's terrible, but that's just how baseball is. You might find some things out later. Same thing with the Kyle Tucker deal when the Yankees were negotiating trying to get Kyle Tucker from the Astros. First of all, the Astros are never going to trade Kyle Tucker to the Yankees. Jim Crane hates the Yankees, and we hate them. He's the owner of the Astros. There's no way. So what did he ask for? Louis Hill, George Lombard Jr., and who knows what else. So the ask was high. And I think even if the Yankees agreed to it, which they didn't agree to it, right? Like I said before, if they weren't trading Lombard Jr. to get Jazz, they're not trading him to get Kyle Tucker. They view that prospect as a very highly touted third base prospect. That needs to be seen, but we'll see how that turns out, right? We need to see how he performs, but whatever. That's a lot of people are high on George Lombard Jr. They want this guy from the Yankees farm. So, like I said, they weren't going to trade for Kyle Tucker to the Yankees. So it was wishful thinking, right? And not to mention they got him out of the American League. Why would you trade him to your so-called rival and watch him blast home runs and get hits against your team, especially when it comes down to playoff times? And I think that's the same thing with the Rangers with Nate Lau. The Yankees kind of dominate the AL Central. They've done it for years, whether they play Cleveland, the Rangers. Why would you trade that guy to them? What they do, they just trade them out of the American League so he can't face them. And most teams do that. Now, as from a business standpoint, if I'm the Yankees GM or I'm another GM, I don't really view things that way. I would say, well, what can the Yankees give me to better my team? Like, if they want this guy, there's interest there. What can I get from them to better my team? Who cares? Right? If I can make my team better, then it's worth the trade. But a lot of these GMs have egos. Guys, they have egos. Cashman's got an ego too, right? He's got that fuck you ego. As they listen to these guys in press conferences and how they speak, they have egos. So they're not going to play the same game as in I shouldn't call it help out another team. It's what's best for them. And sometimes it might be to get this guy out of the league because we don't want to face him. The fans are already pissed off that we're trading him. We don't want to face him too. So the fans can say, I told you so. It's all ego based, right? So I was really shocked at that trade. We picked up Paul Goldschmidt. We signed him. There's no qualifying offer attached to him. I think the Yankees are trying their best not to sign as many more free agents. They don't want to blow up their draft, right? The draft is how you kind of fuel your farm system, build it. And right now with the people they have signed, they've already lost a few draft picks already for this coming draft. And I'm not sure they want to lose any more. So we'll see how, if they still want to get Bregman. I'm not sure if that's still on the table. I think they're being patient with Marcus Stroman. It sounds like they might move him if they can. If Walker Buehler got $21 million from the Boston Red Sox today, there's no reason why a team won't trade for Marcus Stroman at $18 million. And the Yankees won't have to give up a dime, as in they're not eating any fucking money. Ain't going to happen. $18 million. Marcus Stroman is an innings eater, and that's what you want from him. Any team can say, hey, he's going to give me 150, 160 innings, slot him in, take the ball. Yeah, he doesn't have the fastball he used to have. He's a finesse pitcher. He nibbles. Pitches are right off the plate. It's very deceptive. Marcus Stroman is a good pitcher, right? I like Marcus Stroman a lot, but we don't have any room for him. Trying to get below the luxury tax. I think right now the Yankees are at the very top of the luxury tax threshold. They might be a little bit below it. Last year, I saw an article. I think it was like a couple days ago. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Yes, here we go. Luxury tax. So the Yankees, check this out, guys. I'm going to read this to you. The bill came into $62.5 million on their final payroll of $316 million, according to USA Today's Bob Nightingale. It was part of a MLB record total of $311 million paid in luxury tax penalties paid by 9 teams. So 9 teams are basically sponsoring the other teams that aren't paying a damn thing, and look, because they're not over the luxury tax. They're below. They're just getting this money from these other 9 teams. The Dodgers, who beat the Yankees in 2024 World Series, paid $103 million on a $353 million payroll. The Mets paid $97.1 million on a $347.6 million payroll. And that's why kind of Hal wants to get below that 301 threshold, because you're paying way too much money on every dollar that you go over that third threshold. So right now, I think they're projected at 261 currently. With the and with their 40-man projected competitive balance tax is around 283 according to COTS contracts. So they're close. 283, so they're what, 17 mil? So let's call it 16 million away, because we don't want to go, there's some decimal points here. So that's why I think they want to move Marcus Stroman, get the $18 million off. Maybe at that point they sign Bregman if they can get creative, right? If possible, they sign Bregman and they say, hey, let's make your pay for this year 14 million, right? Or 12 million, like they did with Goldschmidt. And then the next year we'll kick it up a notch, because I think they have about $80 million plus coming off next year or something like that. There's money coming off. So I still can't believe they can't trade DJ LeMahieu. I don't understand that at all. You know, they eat half his salary, he's taking up a roster spot, and get that $7 million back in the kitty. I don't understand that. But this move, like the Yankees, to me, they've had a pretty good and positive offseason so far. The Goldschmidt move, like I said, wasn't my favorite move. But, dude, Paul Goldschmidt's no joke. He's a 4-time Gold Glove winner. So from what I can see the Yankees are trying to do, and I don't know if it's tit for tat with the Dodgers have a lot of Gold Glove players and MVPs in their lineup. Well, now the Yankees have Judge is an MVP. Cody Bellinger used to be an MVP. And Paul Goldschmidt is an MVP. And Giancarlo Stanton was an MVP. I think Cashman's in love with former MVP players, as well as current ones. I don't think it's the way to build a team. I think you have to build based on what your needs are to compete against your opponents that you might possibly face in the playoffs. I mean, anything can happen. Dodgers might not make the playoffs, but to me, right now, they're the team to beat. They're the team to beat because they have a ton of talented people. I mean, their pitching staff right now, I mean, their starting rotation is phenomenal. Probably the best rotation in the league right now. So to me, it's worth building accordingly to kind of combat that. And the good thing is here, guys, when the Yankees lost Juan Soto, we knew this was going to be a difficult offseason. We knew it. Every other content creator besides myself has talked about the fact that there was no pivot. There is no fucking pivot. I kept using that word, pivot. There is no course correction, change of action. Isn't. But the Yankees have done pretty well so far with what's out there and what's available. Man, would I love to see a trade out of nowhere? Like, say, a Brendan Donovan or an Austin Riley, move Jazz back to second, have Donovan play third, or Austin Riley play third. I'd love something like that. Love it. Love it. I talked about it in previous shows. Right now, the Cardinals are on a youth movement. According to Cardinals Territory and Katie Wu, this is where I got this information from. The Cardinals are probably never going to trade Brendan Donovan. They want him because they're going to a youth movement, and that involves Brendan Donovan. So as much as I want him on the Yankees, I don't see that happening. I just don't. I wish that could happen, but they'd probably ask for a haul. And would Cashman give up a Luis Heel, a Spencer Jones, a George Lombard Jr. to get Brendan Donovan? I don't see it. Yes, Brendan Donovan has controllable years. That would give us a perfect leadoff hitter. Guys plays multiple positions. But from what Katie Wu explained on a prior podcast, they want him to be a centrifugal piece. This is me quoting. That's not her exact words, of their youth movement, which also includes Lars Nootbaar. So that's why they're looking for young prospects back in trades to kind of build that youth movement, especially with the upcoming new GM, Bloom, I think it is. He used to be from Boston. Anyway, he's going to be coming in next year. So right now he's working on their farm system. He's really good at building farm systems. So he's kind of organizing that aspect, and then he'll start next year as their new GM. Anyway, so Brendan Donovan is wishful thinking. Like I said, I wish it could happen, but I don't see it. So what do the Yankees do? Right now, first base is set with Goldschmidt. The outfield's pretty much set with Bellinger and Dominguez. We have catching depth, so I'm not worried about that. The Yankees did get a catcher back in the Fernando Cruz trade. But, I mean, he's not a very good, well, he's good defensively, but he's not very good hitting catcher. He's probably one of the worst hitting catchers in the league. So I'm not sure that was just thrown, I think, just thrown player. So the whole thing with the Yankees right now is they have to figure out a way on what moves can they make to kind of either solidify third base or second base. Once again, I'd much rather move Jazz to second. He's a very good second baseman. That's when he came up into the league. He's great at second base. He's never played third in his life, played shortstop in high school, and the Marlins had him roaming around in center field because he could play a little center field. Is he great out there? He's okay. I think Jazz is super fast. He got a lot of speed. So when you take bad routes to balls, your speed can make it look very easily, a la Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams was one of my most favorite Yankees. And he was like a gazelle out there. He could just run for days. He would take bad routes, but his speed allowed him to make it look easy. Jazz is kind of the same, but we want him at second base. So what's the third base option? What is the third base option? That's the missing piece. And right now, I would not rush the Yankees to make any trades or moves. You pretty much got the bullpen set. Listen, the Fernando Cruz deal, this guy's nasty. One of the best split finger fastballs in the league. Nasty. We got Devin Airbender Williams, one of the best closers in the league. Filthy. We got Johnny Loaizaga, right? When he's healthy, guy throws heat. I mean, vicious, filthy, Uncle Filth, right? We got Dreamweaver. Proved that he can handle a closing position. The Yankees know how to build a bullpen. I'm not worried about that. Starting rotation looks good. Max Fried, Garrett Cole, Louis Hill, Clark Schmidt, Carlos Rodon, and we still have Marcus Stroman. So to me, would I like to get one more starting pitcher? Yeah. Is Corbin Burns the answer? Probably not. Can they get Roki Sasaki? Man, that would be a blessing in disguise. If he said, screw the Dodgers, I'm going to go to the Yankees. They're a traditional team. They know how to win. They put up moves every year, and I want to be the man on that team. Maybe he starts off at the back end of the rotation because there's rumors he doesn't want to handle, that not that he can't handle pressure. He doesn't like certain pressure situations, which whatever. Maybe they start him off in the bullpen and bring him up slowly and then add him into the rotation. But I mean, that would be great because if the Yankees can get Roki Sasaki, the Yankees can pull that off. It opens up worlds of possibilities for the Yankees. A lot of trades can be made. A lot of serious trades can be made. Trades you would never even think of for top flight players. Now they can move Clark Schmidt. They could probably move Louis Hill, right? A lot of things can happen if they get Roki Sasaki. So let's see what happens with that. He took a meeting with them. That's got to be positive. Let's hope he calls them back. And I'm not trying to give anybody wishful thinking here, but that's what's going on. So now with the players we picked up, like I said, a lot of people are kind of upset with the Goldschmidt move, upset that the Yankees haven't done any more. Guys, what do y'all want? It is hard to recreate Juan Soto. It is hard. It is difficult. We talked about this, right? But check this out. Look what's going on. If this gives you any little bit of hope, right? Juan Soto was a 7.9 WAR player, right? What does that mean? Wins above replacements means if you lose Juan Soto or he gets injured or traded or whatever, he's going to guarantee you close to 8 wins a season, right? How do we get those 8 wins back now that he's gone? That means the Yankees are going to have 8 less wins this season. Well, check it out. I'll tell you how they're going to do it. Max Fried, he comes with a 3.5 WAR. Cody Bellinger, a 2.2 WAR. Paul Goldschmidt, Devin Airbender, 1.1 WAR, and Paul Goldschmidt, 1.4 WAR. 8.4 WAR is higher than 7.9 WAR, and the Yankees aren't done. They haven't solved third or second base. Like I said, I'd rather Jazz move back to second. I know he's got a cannon arm. just for defensive purposes, since the defense, guys, we all saw the defense last year. It was shit. It was pure shit. The team looked great at times, and then when you watch them, you're like, what the hell is this? And we all knew going into the playoffs and the World Series that we saw the flaw for the team. Like, how the hell are we going to address this, especially on the fly? I'm surprised they went as far as they did. And that's why the reports came out. The Dodgers said, hey, the Yankees will play themselves out of battle. And listen, the Dodgers played us pretty tough, but we handled the World Series. No matter what anybody says, I'm not taking things away from the Dodgers, but we basically blew ourselves up. They weren't wrong. So now if you're going to address this infield defense issue, right, and get some good defensive people, especially with Max Fried pitching ground balls, right, you want to make sure you shore up that defense around him, right? So, like I said, another Gold Glove third baseman would be awesome, but what's it going to cost? People are saying they don't want Nolan Arenado. I don't blame them. There's a lot of money that comes with that contract. If the Cardinals can eat some of the contract, I'm all for it. I mean, is he the best solution out there? He's defensively, he's a wizard. Defensively, he's really freaking good. He's awesome. Bregman's good too, but it's just a lot of money, and they wouldn't take Stroman deal because, you know, I don't know. We'll see how this works. I'm going to do some research and see what third bases are out there. I did it in another show because I was like, if we can get Austin Riley, I'd be happy. That'd be a cool move. He makes about $20 million a year. You know, what do the Braves need? And the Braves got the guy's name was Nacho Alvarez or something like that coming up in the minors for them. So would they make a move? I don't know. Do the Braves predict are they going to try to compete this year? I don't know. So, but that's how we get our WAR back. And like I said, they're not finished yet, so the WAR will increase. Not to mention, guys, very, 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 very important. The Yankees, once again, have Devin Airbender Williams, probably one of the top 3 closers in all of MLB right now. He's not going to blow 12 games like Clay Holmes. Bye, Clay. Go fuck up the Mets. Have at it. Peace. I have nothing wrong against Clay Holmes as a person or human being. But closing, I've always had an issue with him in closing. He's just not. He's highly erratic. And I guess it's going to be a starter now for the Mets. Good. Go mess up their staff. So once again, although we lost 8 wins against replacements in Soto, we're also not going to lose or blow 12 games. From the closing level. I'm not saying Devin Williams is perfect. He might get a hiccup 3-4 times, maybe even 5 times a year. It's still not 12. So if he blows up 5 times for the year, which is a lot for a closer, but say that happens because they're human beings, we're still going to get back 7 wins added. So it's almost like Soto didn't leave because Clay wasn't pitching. You see what I'm saying? We're only 1 win away from what Soto would have given us. And now we built Soto back with these new additions. So, anywho, that's all I got to say. The Nate Lowe trade baffles me. The Josh Naylor trade baffles me. Everything baffles me. So good, bad. I think they're still making good moves. I think Paul Goldschmidt will have a bounce back year. Depending on where they slot him, I think he's a good addition. He's good defensively. Listen, guys, we had first base was the Bermuda Triangle for the Yankees. Yes, I should have a big caption: Bermuda Triangle. DJ LeMay didn't perform there. Rizzo didn't perform there. He was hurt half the time. And poor Ben Rice, Uncle Ben's, converted Ben Rice, he came up, did well for the first week or two. Once Major League Pitching figured out what his weaknesses were, boom. And we had John Birdie playing first base, for Christ's sakes, during the playoffs. I mean, come on. I don't know. So anything is better than what we have. If you move Jazz to second base, that's Glaber, but with better defense. 250 batting average. That's what Gleyber gave us, basically, right? But with better defense. Now we just have to solve third. And sorry, Yankees, DJ LeMahieu is not the answer. Neither is Oswaldo Cabrera. That's a utility player. Neither is Peraza. Sorry. Don't have faith. So they've got a final move to make. I would take it easy, let some pieces come off the table, and then you can say to any team, hey, Walker Buehler got $21 million for a guy that pitched a few innings last year, and we don't know if he's going to come back better or not because of past and recent injuries. Marcus Stroman's a deal. Talk to me. What can you do? What can you do? For $18 million, what can you do? Manaea got what, 3 years, 75 million? What's that, $25 million a year from the Mets? Seriously? This pitching market, starting rotation market, is out of control. It's absolutely out of control. So I'm curious as to what happens. I don't predict any moves are going to happen between now and Christmas time. I just don't see it. Maybe it will, but try to Yankees, take your time. You got some time, but we'll see if Nolan Arenado's a Yankee. If we get him, will I be upset? Not really. I think his hitting skills I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Really appreciate it. Post this video up. If anything pops up, I'll try and come on. I'm actually going to be home for the rest of the week. So let's see if something happens compared to last week where I wasn't even close to being home. All right, guys. Have a Merry Christmas if nothing happens. Happy New Year. Be safe out there. Spend some time with your loved ones. I appreciate all you guys for making the channel what it is. And see you soon. Errol from Sports Geek. Peace out.